What up, YouTube? It's your boy Ghost. I'm coming to you from inside my truck. I'm out here in Tonopah, Arizona. I just delivered my first load under my own authority, my first reefer load under my own authority. Let me tell y'all, it was crazy. When I say it was the most painstakingly nerve-wracking experience I've ever endured. Oh my God, man, I probably gained like 10 more gray hairs. I done got a gray hair in my beard. Just all that from just this one load. But now I'm just playing with y'all. But I dropped my first reefer load successfully at Kroger in Tonopah. So, not Tonopah, in Tolleson. So, gotta tell y'all about the experience. So, I actually booked this load through Uber Freight, going to Arizona. And the load was basically posted, it was some frozen food, supposed to be set at like -10, going to Kroger, in Tolleson. So I was like, okay, cool, I asked the dude on the phone, like the broker, hey, what's the whole rundown with the load? He was like, you just set the reefer at -0 or 0 and, be there at 8, pick it up on Friday, deliver it Sunday. So I was like, cool, I'll pick it up and then drop the trailer and the truck off at the yard, chill for a day, and then just get up Friday night and take off to my delivery, so for Sunday morning at 8 a.m. So I did that, and I picked it up. I remember, and shout outs to Logan Davenport, Mr. 10 Toes Down, because I probably blew his phone up all weekend just asking him all sorts of questions about reefer, because I had a whole bunch of them. And I just noticed one of my ponytails is bigger than the other. Ah, damn, thick hair problems. But anyways, what was I gonna say? So yeah, I hit him up before I picked it up, and he was telling me just pre-cool it, so once you get there, you won't have no issues with getting loaded up. So about an hour before I went to my delivery, I pre-cooled the trailer. By the time I got there, it was like at 0, and it was working its way down. So they end up loading me up. And I learned a lot about this whole trip and this whole experience. So, they loaded me up. I had some issues sliding my tandems. My tandems wouldn't slide past the 40-foot, or they slid all the way back, but coming back, I couldn't get them back to the 40-foot mark. So I just said, F it, I'll fix it Saturday morning. So that's what I ended up doing. I rode back to the yard, because it was right around the corner from where I picked up at. I dropped the trailer off, and then I figured, I'll fix it in the morning once, daylight was hit, because, the sun I can see and everything else. So, that whole night I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I dropped the trailer and the truck off and drove home. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, man, I hope the reefer don't cut off while, I'm at home. And, I'm just sitting up there nervous, like super nervous, and just like, oh man, just everything was running through my head. I didn't know what to expect. That morning I got up at like 6 a.m. and drove to the yard just to check to make sure that the reefer was still running. It was, and I was like, cool, perfect. So then later on that day, I ended up actually coming back again to check on it again. When I went back, it was at negative 9 degrees that morning. When I went back, it was at like -2, and I'm like, damn, the reefer ain't going to -10. Like I thought, it's supposed to go to -10 and stay there. So I'm like, okay, all right. So I'm kind of nervous, because it still ain't down to where at -10. So I'm like, man, what the heck's going on? So I called Logan, and I'm like, hey, have you ever had an issue with your trailer going down to -10? He's like, nah. And so you set it and just let it do its job. So I was like, okay, cool. And I'm like, yeah, because mine is fluctuating. It'll get down to like -10 or -8, 9, 7, and then it'll defrost, and then it'll go up to 10 degrees, and then it'll work itself back down. So he's like, oh, yeah, that's normal. So then I'm just like, okay, cool. Because, me, it's my first time doing this under my own authority, and I'm just like, oh man, I ain't trying to get no reefer claim, because that's one thing I was talking to my insurance agent about, was was them stiff ass claims that people be getting, and I was like, oh man, I ain't trying to get no reefer claim, and it'd be a whole bunch of money and blah blah blah. So that was the only thing going through my mind was getting them claims and having to have a claim. So I'm just like, man, what am I gonna do? So later on that night, right before I was getting ready to roll, I did my pre-trip. I tried sliding the tandems, and the tandems wouldn't slide. Still wouldn't slide. The holes in the back, because this trailer doesn't have the button. It has the bar that you got to pull up. So I kept pulling the bar. I hit it with a 5-pound hammer. I tried WD-40. I tried lubricant. Like, I tried everything to get them pins to go in, and they wouldn't go. So then I called the TA in Ontario. They told me it was a 6-hour wait. And I'm like, I ain't trying to wait that long. So I called the TA in Coachella, and I'm like, cool, I can just run to Coachella. But then I was like, damn, I got the scale in Benning that I got to get past, and I got to hope that, you know, I get the green light for pre-pass, and I got to hope that it's closed, and I ain't trying to get a ticket for being over length for the bridge law. And then I'm just like, damn, what am I going to do? And then I'm like, there ain't no shops on, like, Saturday night that's open, and I got to get this load there. So then I was just like, shoot, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm all stressing out, like, trying to figure out what I'm going to do. So I looked at Trucker Pad, and I saw that 2 hours ago from that time that the scale was closed. So I was like, you know what? Come down to it, I'm gonna just go through the scale, and if I get pulled in, I'm gonna just tell, hey, I'm headed to Coachella to fix it, which I was, because the wait in Ontario was too long. So I was like, hey, you know what? I mean, that's just gonna be my excuse. I'm just gonna have to do it, because I don't want to, you know, have this load fail, and then it's a reefer load too. So I'm just like, gotta go balls out. So I jumped in the truck, took off, went. Got to the scale was closed. I was like, cool. Got to Coachella, was gonna check in at the TA. They told me it was a 5-hour wait there too. So I'm like, I'm damn near out of California, so I'm gonna keep on trucking. So I kept going. Got out here to Arizona, got to my delivery. And the whole time I'm nervous, because I'm like, damn, this thing is still at negative 3 degrees. It ain't going down to 10. I don't want them to come out, you know, ding me for it. So then I'm like asking other reefer drivers, like, have they ever had this issue? And they told me the same thing that 10 Toes Down told me, was because of these hot temperatures, the reefer isn't really going to go down to 10 and stay there. If you were like in the northern part of the country where it was a lot cooler, then yeah, it would go down there for sure. But around here, it's going to fluctuate because it's so hot. You're dealing with 100-degree temperatures, and it's trying to keep a box at negative 10. It's kind of hard to do that, especially a steel box. So I felt a lot more, I was a lot, you know, less stressed when they told me that. I get to Kroger, delivered the load, and no issues, no problems. They took all the freight off with no problems, and they sent me on my way. So I officially delivered my first reefer load. I'm gonna grab something coming back. Don't know what it's gonna be yet, but it's gonna be something. Yeah, that's just my experience with my first reefer load under my authority. Like I said, I was nervous. I didn't want no claims. So yeah, I'm gonna keep y'all updated with some more videos. And love, peace, prosperity. I just thought I'd share that with y'all because it was an intense moment for me. So yeah, I'll holler at y'all later. Deuces.